This is, hopefully I didn't mess up anyone's thing, but this is the Daily Opinion Podcast. Fact check, not checking no facts. Getting right into it, Canada has updated the LGBTQ acronym. And I remember, I thought it was just LGBT at first, and they did LGBTQ, and now it, like, dead ass, MMIWG2SLGBTQQIA plus community. LGBT. Okay, there's LGBT. So I'm going to repeat that. MMIWG2SLGBTQQIA plus community, which stands for Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women, Girls, and Two-Spirit, Lesbian, Gay, Bisexual, Transgender, Queer, Questioning. Hold on, I got to see this. Shit, it's not showing it to me. Something that starts with an I, and asexual plus community. That's fun, but I thought this was just for, I guess, people with alternative lifestyles. I don't think missing and murdered indigenous women, I mean, I don't know the thought process behind it. Not saying that they're not important people, just saying I don't know if this needs to be included in LGBTQ. I guess I'm not understanding how these wrap up with sexual preferences. Even Two-Spirit, I feel like Two-Spirit is like furries. I actually might have to look into that, because it seems like Two-Spirit would be like, hey, I'm a squirrel and I'm also a girl that likes to have sex with other girls that are dressed as cows or something like that. Two-Spirit. Like, because obviously lesbian means that you're a girl that likes girls. Gay means that you're a girl that likes girls, or a guy that likes girls. Bisexual likes both. Transgender, you're different, you're born a female, you change to a man. Queer, I don't know what that means. Let's see what queer means. Okay, so that's just an umbrella term for sexual and gender identities that are not straight or cis, representing. So, I mean, a lot of this stuff is historically meaning strange or odd is now used as self-identifier to reject rigid categories, often highlighting fluidity or political defiance of traditional norms. So, I mean, some of these are just repeats, because they could take out lesbian, honestly. Let me see if I can find this thing again. They can easily take out lesbian, because gay means lesbian. Bisexual means both, so that's fine. Transgender's fine. Queer can be taken out. Questioning, I don't even know why that's... To me, I'm like, you can be bisexual, like, or you're gay or you're cis. It doesn't matter. So you can take that out. God damn it, I really wish... Oh, here you go. Intersex is what the I means. Intersex. We pausing again. I'm figuring out what intersex is now. All right, another umbrella term. An umbrella term for natural variations in sex characteristics, chromosomes, gonads, or genitals that differ from typical binary definitions. So I'm going to guess that these are people maybe born with the penis. I don't know. Individuals may have XXYXO. Okay, so this is more genes than anything. So I'm cool with keeping that. That makes sense. I'm fine with keeping that guy. Let's see. And then we have asexual, which I'm not sure why they're included. I don't think asexual people even get that much hate. I don't think they get hate at all. Like, I don't see, I mean, actually, no, now I'm thinking about it. No, the Republican Party, they're saying if you're single after 30, they want to be able to tax you more if you don't have any kids. And if you're asexual, it's probably harder to have kids. You might still be able to have kids, or not be able to, but you might still have kids. Yeah, I just don't. Other than that, I don't really know anyone that's really hating on people like, I hate when they fuck, or I hate when they don't fuck. The missing and murdered indigenous women, I don't even know why that's on here. MMIW. I don't know why that's on here. That's just so random. I'm not saying that they're not a group of people that need to be protected, but just, if I was gay, I'd be like, why are we including all these other people? This doesn't make any sense. Did I even look up Two-Spirit? Let me see Two-Spirit, because again, I thought it was like furry shit. Two-Spirit meaning. Let's see what this is. Having dual or non-binary gender identity. So two genders, literally. An indigenous North American who embodies both masculine and feminine spirits, representing a new unique gender identity outside of Western binary. To me, I'm like, that's just gay and straight together, or bisexual and straight, or bisexual and gay. To me, I'm like, it seems like people are really trying to put labels on exactly what they are when they're under, like they're trying to make a very specific subsect when they're just under an umbrella. It's like, I'm a girl who thinks like a boy sometimes, that likes to have sex with transgender people that are more two-spirited in whatever they are. So whatever their privates are, they are cross-dressing, but then also act as their privates for whatever reason because they're two-spirited and something else. It's like at a certain point, bro, like you're just combining a lot of different shit. It's just like, and I don't want to say that because then people are gonna be like, you're fucking bigot. But I'm like, it just doesn't make any sense. Like I'm the biggest, supporter for gay rights and shit like that. But I'm like, at a certain point, like, because if they had the black community, right, I can say I'm part of the black community. If they have black community, then they start just adding in like, yeah, we also are gonna add in like, I mean, I guess all these are still human. I was gonna say cows, but that wouldn't be right. But if it's like, yeah, we're gonna also add in like underpaid white females, it's like, what? Okay, like if they were to start off as like, okay, blacks, all right, Latinos, okay, we can go with that. Asians, it's like, okay, I guess they're a minority group in America, but we're kind of getting away from, I think, the topic. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, then you don't know what I'm talking about. Maybe I'm fucking it up. But and then if they're like, okay, again, now we're going into underpaid white women, it's like, what? And then it goes into, people who were disrespected by their parents and now have a psychological issue, and that affects their work-life balance. And it's like, hold on now, that shit has nothing to do with what the fuck we started out as. We're not going to be NAACP and then start changing NAACP QYTWZXQ. It's like, nah, I don't know. To me, it seems like a lot of people want their specific like kink or relationship with their own body as a word, when it's like, this is just a subsect of gay. Like, that's all it is. Like in my mind, I'm like, if you're a guy and then like you just want a girl that looks like a guy, but then also, wears a furry costume, it's like, well, at the end of the day, you're still attracted to a girl. This is all cis. We don't need to have a new word for you wanting to fuck her in a furry outfit, or her fucking you in a furry outfit using a strap on. It's like, it's still heterosexual because you're fucking a girl at the end of the day. We don't need to come up with these very precise terms for you specifically, because like, let's be real. Like, let me see how many gay people are even in the United States. Percentage of gay people in America. 9.3. That's actually pretty high. I didn't realize that. They identify as LGBTQ plus. I wonder what plus, because I thought the plus meant in everything else, because people were trying to do all that shit. Because I remember there was a guy on a podcast one time, and he would flip throughout the podcast as like, hey, I'm starting the podcast as a guy, and then like in the middle he'd be like, I'm sorry, don't gender me as male, I'm now more on my feminine side. And it's like, you're just being obnoxious at that point. Like, you can't be like, I'm not a they or a them, I'm a him and a her, but only when the time that I dictate. It's like a power grab sort of thing. I feel like someone's just trying to exert power over all the other people within his podcast to be like, now you say this about me now. And it's like, that's not cool. I think that's more sinister than anything. I don't know. He probably not even like that, but whatever. Let's see. Yeah. So they're saying 9.3 U.S. adults, but they say it's also a significant increase from the 3.5% in 2012. Yeah, because I do remember where there was a ton of kids coming out in school being like, yeah, I'm gay. I remember in college, that was super heavy for girls, but that's just college. They don't really count. They're all married with kids and husbands now. You know what I'm saying? Recent data indicates 2% of U.S. adults identify specifically as gay, while 1.4 is lesbian. Oh, wow. 5.2 is bisexual. So more people are bisexual than are gay, strictly. Okay. Little freak. Okay. Let your freak flat fly. So yeah, 10% of adults. I had no clue. 10% is extremely high. I didn't realize that. It's good for them. Let's see. So that's cool, but again, like you start adding in indigenous folks, it's like mothers of mothers of children murdered by police officers. It's like, what the fuck does that have to do? I guess it's kind of close to the black cause at least, but if they start adding that to the gay MMIWG, I'm gonna remember this because I'm gonna throw this out one of these days just to show I'm a helper, whatever. I'm on your side. MMIWG2L It's the S that's throwing me off. So MMIWG2S MMIWG2S LGBTQ QIA plus community. Intersex and asexual. What the fuck is with the asexual? That's the one that really gets me. I mean, the missing and murdered indigenous women, okay, that's one thing. But the asexual is what gets me because I'm like, I don't think asexual people ever get any hate. Let's see. Let me look. I'm gonna try to find something on Reddit where I despise asexual people. Let me see if someone actually is out there hating on them. See, and now I look like a dummy. Now I'm a dumbass now. All right. So this actually makes perfect sense. So like people, it's fucked up because it stems from people just being stupid. It stems from people being extremely stupid. So the whole asexual thing is pretty much, if you're like a kid that's growing up, and actually this may have happened to me when I was growing up as well with my mom, but let's say you're a kid that's growing up in like a country town and you're asexual. It's like, hey, I don't really have an interest in girls or boys. I'm just kind of rocking by my own little thing. Everyone's going to be looking at you like, man, you ain't trying to get no pussy. You probably gay, bro. Like, so that's what it is. It's like, it's discrimination because you're not actively trying to get at it. So they're looking at you like you must be gay, and obviously the gay hate is what makes them say that for some fucking reason, So look, I fucked myself up. So now I see, yes, asexual people should be included just because of the fact that, they're probably experiencing the same hatred that gay and, whatever, lesbian and whatnot people experience. But they don't even get like any sort of, I'm laughing, but it's fucked up. They don't get any sort of like release from it because even after they're done, it's like, well, I still didn't nut or not. Like, because, I feel like as a gay guy, you move to like a city away from your family and then you have fun with gay people after that. But asexual people, they move away and it's like, I'm just living the exact same life. Yeah, that's sad. I wonder how that works too. Like you just find friends and shit. Actually, that nigga from BoJack Horseman was asexual, wasn't he? Yeah, he didn't want to fuck nothing. I mean, that's cool because, I mean, you got to be able to get some shit done if you're not out there hunting for pussy. Like, if you're in college as an asexual, that's the thing. I just don't know if it starts affecting your relationships with people. Because, again, guys being guys, hey, let's go to this party and talk to some girls. It's like, I don't even really want to do that. I just want to sit there and play video games. And it's like, nigga, are you gay? And it's like, bro, I'm just not interested in any of that. Dang. Okay. So I look like a dumbass. Fuck me. But yeah, so that's something new there. Again, I still don't agree with the missing and murdered indigenous women. I think they need to have their own thing separate. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, I totally skipped over this. It just says girls. It just says girls here. Missing and murdered indigenous women, and the G is just for girls. I don't know if I would want to be included in that. I'd be like, or I'm sorry, if I was a gay person, I wouldn't want them just included. Like I wouldn't just be, again, black community, and then it's just like men. It's like, no, it's not just encompassing all men. Like this is a very specific topic that we want to have, a little bit of light on. Don't just include a 50% of the fucking world in my shit that's supposed to be like very specific. You know what I mean? Girls. I guess that means little girls, or because I'd assume that they would do women. But they just have girls on there. I mean, obviously girls need to be protected because this goes back to the whole mindset of like, MAGA when there was, Black Lives Matter protests. And then it's so crazy. I'm like, these people don't think at all. Like you can flip them on their heads so easily. So like, Black Lives Matter comes out and then like, the racist MAGA people are like, no, actually all lives matter. It's not just Black Lives Matter. And then during 9/11, when people were trolling them being like all buildings matter, they're getting up in arms and shit. And it's like, don't you see, you dummy? Like I don't know, bro. I think that pisses me off when people just be playing stupid. It's like, what's going on here. You just playing dumb. Same thing with the whole like, police brutality shit. Like they start seeing white folks getting killed. They're like, can we go back to regular police brutality? Like literally white folks saying that because they're like, we understand that police kill black folks. Like it is what it is. But the thing is, the guy on the TV doesn't look like my son. So I don't give a fuck. And they don't look like my kids. They don't look like anyone that I know. I don't give a fuck. And that's pretty much what it is. Like you talk to the majority of the world. No one gives a fuck about nobody else. They'll fucking kill you for $1. Like literally, if it'll save them $1, they'll fucking kill you. They don't care. Most people don't give a fuck. And not saying that you need to live your life like that, but one thing that I learned is no good deed goes undone, meaning that trying to do right might end you up in a fucked up situation. I feel like a lot of folks with a good heart see that happen to them, because I feel like I grew up as a like real happy kid, but then as time went on, I started seeing the bullshit and fuckery, and I'm like, why would I even try to get in the middle of something like this, knowing that it could end up with me being the one that's getting hurt because of someone else's actions? Like, nah, that's not me personally, and I really hope that people learn, because one thing with like nice folks is that they can get taken for a motherfucking ride. I actually have a friend. He's going through it with his wife. I'm not going to give all the information just because they probably don't want it out there. But, pretty much mom's taking advantage. And, the only way to kind of solve the situation is to go bankrupt. And it's like, they could have easily made it out, and the mom would have made money. Everyone would have made money in the ordeal, but the mom just wanted to be selfish, and now everybody's losing a ton. So it's a tough situation for everybody, but it's like no good deed goes undone. You try to help somebody out, even if it's with your motherfucking family. Don't expect that shit to just go right because it should go right, because that shit could easily go left. Because as soon as, and I've experienced this too, like just being a nice person. Like it's so weird to me, because you can walk around just being nice to people, and then you will meet someone new and they'll look at you and be like, this guy's nice, I'm going to just fuck with him. That's it. Like, I'm just a mean-spirited fucking person. And then that's when you're like, okay, now I got to start cutting heads off. Because, like, you took my fucking niceness for weakness. Now I got to go off on you and look like a fucking asshole. And that's the thing. There's a whole, I should be a psychologist. Well, I could not be a psychologist. I fucking hate talking to people. But, there is a thing. There is something that I've noticed since I was young, wherein that, and I've looked online on Reddit and everything, and people were like, yeah, when I was like younger, I would get bullied a lot in school, and no one did shit about it, like teachers, principals, and shit, until I stood up for myself, and then I'm the one that got in trouble. There's a thing within humans where if they see an aggressor, they respect it. They respect, like, this guy's getting after it, this guy's being like disgusting to women, or mean to like the people around him, and they're just like, yeah, like I'll even if it's a kid, they see it happening, they're like, I'm not gonna do shit about this. Like he's got it. But then as soon as the aggressee turns to the aggressor, that's when people, like when a fight starts, that's when people want to say, hey, break it up. It's like, nah, bro, this nigga punched me. Like if a nigga comes over and just punches you in the mouth hard as fuck and knocks you over, and then everyone just gonna be like, ooh, like, oh shit, this nigga just got hit. And then you get up and start fighting. That's when they're gonna be like, okay, y'all, you gotta chill out. Like, break it up. It's like, nah, nigga, I gotta get my shit back. Like, why the fuck would you cool with him just hitting me versus when I'm about to get back at him, you want me to cool down? Hey, take a breath. The fuck is that? Nah, that's crazy. But yeah, that's just it's something I feel like it's something in the human side, human mind, where they just respect like power. Like I think that's something that goes on in the back of our heads where like he's exerting power over him. This is just the dynamics of humans. It's like dogs or some shit where it's like, yeah, this dog's gonna eat first and piss on other dogs, whatever the fuck dogs do. I'm not a dog guy like that. I got one dog and he likes to hump other dogs sometimes, so I don't know. But yeah, who knows? Here, new one. It says, when you're slightly upset, when you're slightly obsessed with him and wear his sperms. First of all, I don't like sperms. Here it is. This unusual and controversial trend has quickly, man, I'm still trying to get over this sickness, bro. Probably still feel like, or sound like I'm stuffed up, nerdy and shit. Not that I don't sound nerdy already. Hold on 1 second. And we're back, folks. My bad. Had to get some water too. It's crazy. Like I'll be on ChatGPT trying to do like training shit, and it says that I need to only drink like a gallon of water every day. I drink like a gallon and 3/4, water every day, like damn near double. I don't know if that means anything, but fuck it. Let's see. We're gonna move on to the next one. Oracle gives new boss $30 million after firing 30,000 employees. Outraged families are in absolute shock after Oracle hired a new CFO with a $29.7 million package immediately after viciously firing 30,000 employees. The diabolical timing has left the tech world exploding in fury as the company reportedly used the money saved from the mass purge to fund this leadership change. While thousands of loyal workers were left with nothing, the new executive was handed $26 million bonus. Oh, a bonus. And a massive relocation check. Internal morale has hit a breaking point as critics accuse a billionaire-led. I don't understand why the fuck we don't have like, what's that thing that we used to have where it's like if you stayed at this company for 30 years, they'd pretty much pay for all your shit. What was that called? Yeah, it was a pension. So yeah, we don't have it anymore. I guarantee it was fucking Reagan. Let me see. These Republicans be fucking shit up for everybody, and then all these niggas come over and just start bootlicking again. It's fucking crazy. All right, so it's a little bit of Jimmy Carter. He actually made the 401k. Originally meant to clarify how deferred compensation could be taxed, but then Ronald Reagan made the 401ks actually take off. Pre-tax income in the 401ks. Reagan-era policies favored lower corporate burdens and more individual financial responsibility. And then that's it. Yeah, and then corporations chose to abandon pensions. Yeah, of course. Of fucking course. Because why would they not do that? But then that's the thing, too, is like, why the fuck am I not vested already? Like, pretty much they replaced pensions with 401k, but then you have to be vested after like 2 years or whatever. I'm like, no, I'm vested in as soon as I'm working for your motherfucking company and making you money. It's what it should be. Whatever, it doesn't fucking matter. Going off on a different tangent. But yeah, no, this is crazy. $30 million after firing 30,000 employees. I don't even know what that math is. Yeah, it's pretty much, I was hoping that it would be like $100,000, but that math ain't math thing. Because I was like, then you could keep your people. They did it specifically just to give her the money. But no, essentially it's $1,000 per employee is what she got. But yeah, I don't even know how this is possible. I'm like, I don't even know what the fuck, like, how does a company run? How many people does Oracle even have? So they have 162,000. Yeah, and I guess they cut. Yeah, I think they cut from that number. Yeah, because the year before they were at 159,000. Now they're at 162, and I believe they cut it this year. This is 2025. This happened in 2026. So yeah, so now they're at 130,000. Yeah, that must be rough. I mean, I don't know. It's so tough because a company got us by the fucking balls. And there's nothing you can do about it. Like, because I saw a guy on Instagram today. He was like, yeah, I went to a grocery store and the manager was like yelling at this girl, telling her that she needs to do better. And it's like, why the hell would she even put up with stuff? And it's like, because it's fucking tough out here. It's hard to motherfucking find a job because people are fucking up the economy. People aren't hiring because the economy's fucked up. They don't know if they're going to even have the money for next year. And so it's like, yeah, I have to deal with this fucking crazy asshole that's yelling at me because I had a job too. I'll tell her motherfucking name, Virginia Reynolds, that fucking crazy bitch. She was on some bullshit. She was on some super bullshit. Yeah, she was on some super bullshit, bro. She was an insane person yelling at people in the middle of the shit. And it's like, I'm in the middle of COVID right now. So I can't even say anything because I know if I get fucking fired by my boss, like, number one, no one gives a fuck. Like, I would love to know how many times like the percentage of times that, like, if an employee files for, like, hey, this is harassment from the company, if it just gets blown underneath the rug and they just make out with like 10 grand and then it's like, go on to your next thing. And then the next company looks at it and is like, well, I saw that you sued your other company. I'm not going to hire you. And then they get put in a fucked up situation because they wanted to speak up because of unjust working conditions. That shit probably happens all the fucking time. That you kind of get blackballed in a way. I mean, I'm making all this up. I don't know if this is true. I don't know if it's false, but it seems like some bullshit that companies would do. Yeah, I like how all that stemmed from this whole this semen shit. Oh no, it was Oracle. I was about to say, how did I get to this from the semen thing? Let's see. Ivy League's Harvard University proposes to cap A grades at 20% per class to combat grade inflation because too many students are receiving A's. Pretty much they're considering a new policy to limit the number of A grades that students can receive in an effort to combat grade inflation. The proposal would cap A's at around 20% of the class, making it a market of exceptional performance, while A- grades would remain unlimited. That's fucking stupid. That's goddamn stupid. Why would you even do that? What if everyone answers a question right? What are you talking about? In what world does this make any sense? The move comes as a majority of students currently receive top grades, reducing their meaning. While many faculty members support the change, students have expressed concerns about increased pressure, competition, and potential impacts on their GPAs. Yeah, that's ridiculous. If everyone gets an A in a class, like it should just be an A. It can't just, because that literally just means that you have to pander to the teachers. That's all it is. It's giving more power to the teachers, and professors do not need any more fucking power. I in my bachelor's degree, these professors had their fucking heads blown the fuck up. They do not need no more power. If it's an A, then it's an A. That's end all be all. That's what it is. You're a college, you know this. If 1 + 1 = 2, if I get all my motherfucking questions right, it's a motherfucking A. I don't want to hear nothing about no A-, because that's the craziest thing. Because I got a friend, he went to law school, and he was like, yeah, we don't get grade. Actually, I'm gonna fact check this, make sure I heard him correctly, but I'm gonna at least explain it first. From what I remember, he was saying we don't even get grades. We get rankings. So we'll have a class ranking, and then you'll say what you ranked in your class when you go out to go find a job. I'm like, that's fucking bonkers. That's so fucking crazy, because if you have like a very strong class, like this isn't the fucking NBA, bro. Like if you have a strong class that you're in, it's like you could be ranked number 1 if you were the year before, and then you're ranked 20th the next year, and then you could be ranked number 1 if you graduated a year after that. Like it's up to interpretation, because they might just have 19 straight A students that always get 100% and you get 99%. And now you look like a dumbass, even though you only miss one problem out the entire year, whatever they do. Let me actually check to see if that's true or not. I might just be bullshitting. Yeah, so I don't even know what this means. Law school grades are strictly governed by a mandatory curve or norm reference grading designed to rank students against each other rather than measuring absolute performance. Most students receive a median grade, usually a B or B-, while top grades are limited. Individual class ranks are often used specifically to rank in the top third. What? Hold on, let me put this in ChatGPT. That's probably going to come up with a better answer, because that shit didn't make any sense. Grade, everyone gets a B. Let's see. I'm just going to read through this and summarize it later. Yeah, so it seems like they like to grade based on, like, hey, the median is a B, so even, I guess because everything's so fucking hard. I remember I had a class like that in college where like we were averaging like 32% or something like that. Like I don't think anyone even got 50% on like a test. So we had to do it on a curve, which I'm like, this is ridiculous. That means that the test is not, you're either not being a really shitty teacher or the test isn't covering what we're learning, because it didn't make any sense. And the class was crazy as fuck. It was stupid. It was dynamics, if you wanted to know. It's engineering dynamics. It's like three-legged. I don't know. It had to do with like angular velocity and shit like that. It was insane. I'm like, there's no reason for me to know this shit. Let's see. So yeah, so pretty much, so even if everyone does well, someone will always end up at the bottom, it seems like. So you could be super duper smart, but then if you have super duper smart people, super duper 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 smart people in your class, then you're just gonna end up at the bottom, and you're gonna look like a dumbass when you try to go get a job. It's fucking stupid. Yeah, that doesn't. It's just dumb. It doesn't make any sense. Just like give a grade for what it is, and then when everything's done with, you send them out into the world. I don't understand why you would even do something like this. Yeah, all this shit is a fucking game. It's all a scam. College is a motherfucking scam. This law school shit's a fucking scam. Why would they even do that? Who came up with this idea? Hey, bro, instead of giving out like grades so we can see how everyone does, even if they're in different years, we can understand that, like, hey, even though you graduated 5 years before, you received all A's, and then even though you graduated 5 years after, you received all A-, we can say that the guy that graduated before, as long as you had the same curriculum, did better than you in class. Versus this whole thing, you can't even go year to year with that. You could have a complete dumbass if the class is dumb, and they're graded on a B scale. If their average is technically a D, the teacher would change it to a B, and then the dumb students that are, just making C's would technically get A's. Versus if you was in a smart class, if you have a, A average, but everyone has an A average, you'd be dropped down to a B. Like, it's silly. It's so silly. But either way, all this shit is a scam. Don't take none of this shit seriously, y'all. That's the end of the podcast. Take it easy. Love everyone. This could be the last day on Earth, so don't fuck.